Hey everyone, my name is Simpsy. How you all doing? Welcome back to some more Hearts of Iron 4 Millennium Dawn Modern Day Mod here today on the channel. We're back with episode 2 of our series on 1.9. We're slowly but surely continuing to build back up the French Empire. So, if you like the sound of that, feel free to leave the video a like and subscribe if you're new. I'd really much appreciate it. Let me know feedback and suggestions in the comments for the algorithm, of course. Alrighty, so things are looking pretty good. We've managed to become the predominant power in Western Europe. We've managed to puppet Spain and the smaller Spanish factions, Andalusia, Catalonia, Galicia, and the Basque Country. We've also cored and taken Belgium as well. We are pretty good political power-wise. We've just got so much of it. We are starting to slowly get embargoed by various nations. China, for some reason, embargoed us, but whatever. We should be okay. We're in a pretty good position now. We're slowly but surely building up. Ideally, I want to try and get to at least 50 or so divisions before we go up against a main faction like the States, Germany, Italy, the UK, potentially. So here today, first up, we're going to make plans and preparations to go into Portugal. Now, hopefully, the British don't back them and support them, or otherwise we're going to have to start the, well, 100 Years' War again, I suppose. So let's move everyone to the border, and let's get ready to go on in. Let's declare war upon Portugal. And we're going to be able to have assistance from our Iberian allies as well. I think we might puppet Portugal, potentially. Or maybe we can partition it a bit. Maybe Andalusia, Galicia have a claim to some of this old Lusitani territory, as it were. Yikes. They capitulated so quickly. The British wouldn't have had a chance to come on in. Okay, well, let's have a look. So, should we give this southern portion to Andalusia? I'm kind of tempted to, just to make the state a little bit bigger. Yeah, that's alright. And we'll expand Galicia, because I'm sure at some point either sides would have had a claim to this territory, like historically you'd think. And I suppose I just puppet the rest along with the Portuguese navy as well. Unfortunately I don't have enough war score, that's a shame. Oh well. And it's going to take us too long to get to it anyway, so let's not worry about it. We'll let the Portuguese control their own navy for all intensive purposes. We're still waiting for some of the main political events to kick off in the early 2000s. We are in September after all, so we'll see what happens there. Oh my god, look how many countries are blocking us now. Oh, that's really bad. Okay, our resources haven't taken a hit just yet, but they will, so that's going to... That sort of made me want to go definitely into North Africa then and secure our old territorial holdings. 23 divisions. Got heaps of construction. I actually am going to try and switch some of them to military. We don't need that much now. So we can focus on getting better quality equipment. But now we need to secure resource independence. So I think going down into North Africa. So, oh, perfect. I was thinking, oh, we probably should realistically go after Algeria first, but we will have to set up a costly naval invasion. However, because we puppeted Spain, we have access to the former Spanish military bases in Morocco. So we're going to go just move over there and then probably declare war upon them, open up a front. I think Algeria has a massive army in the modern day mod, so it's definitely something to be worried about. Okay, so we're going to focus on Morocco firstly, and we'll have more military divisions to come down as well. We're also getting to a stage where we can rely on our allies to produce units, which is nice. Now, it's sometimes a little bit tricky to set up a front line from these tiles, and that seems to work. Not good. I feel like when it's like one tile like that, sometimes it tends to bug out, but it's okay. It seems to be working now. Alright, let's move everyone down where we can. Still focusing on our industry, more or less. Our military's quite fine at the moment. We've also upped our available manpower, which is nice. And we'll move the French Navy south, which is absolutely massive at the moment. I thought we would have to use our valuable and high-tech naval industry, but we're mostly just focusing on convoys. We've managed to conquer so many factions, we don't even need to build our own ships. We can just take them, I suppose. Once we have Morocco under our control, we should be able to push into a bunch of West African, West Saharan, former French territory and liberate the old French-speaking countries, I suppose. Okay, let's declare war upon Morocco now then, and move on in. So they do have some units on the border, so there will be some initial resistance early on. So let's go to war with them. Let's see if anyone backs them. So France is at war with Morocco. We'll call our allies in. You never know. The people in the Canary Islands might start doing some naval invasions. Oh yeah, there's the Portuguese Navy. They're nearby. Okay, let's move everyone south if we can. The British just watching from Gibraltar. What is happening there? What they're thinking. And we're going to continue to focus on our... actually, I was going to say military, but we might go down economic stuff, matter of fact. Okay, so the war is kicked off. We seem to be pushing here a little bit better. The Ukrainians want a trade agreement with us. More reinforcements are coming. Fortunately, our air force is just a little bit too far away. We might need to move it from operating in the airfields of southern France to, well, a more advanced position. That's a bit better. Close and carve down the distance. Ideally. Okay, we're starting to take some tiles now, which is a bit better. Portugal. I want to request this unit. Oh, interesting. So, although we're not getting material aid from the UK or the Swedes, they are providing it to the Portuguese. Not a terrible division. What's in this? Whoa! That's all American equipment. M4s, Javelins, Stingers. Crikey. That's a fantastic division. Oh, it's a Blackwater division. Did they buy that, personally? I didn't buy that. Interesting. So, they can't afford to produce their own divisions, but they can buy them, and then we can request them. That's fantastic. The Basque Country paid for a Blackwater division, and now we've got it. That's definitely something. Okay, so they're going to come in and help. Dude. That equipment is fantastic early on. And I guess we'll just pay for the replacements. We've got a massive stockpile as well that we can use. So we're all good. Okay, we are slowly upgrading our land doctrine as well. That's another thing. We don't want to be thrown straight and head on to a major war. Oh, it's happened. Diplomatic response to the war on tea. I suppose we... Yeah, I think we stand with America. We have a faction. We can potentially invite them in, depending on what sort of happens. So we're going to stand with Bush. We are playing on the 2000 start date, of course. Okay, nice. We've managed to consolidate a really nice, strong position in Morocco. And we can probably look to advance. Okay, so America is doing their war, of course. We'll support them where we can. We could maybe go into that Syrian-Lebanese area. That was our old French sphere of influence. We could maybe help them out there. Okay, let's continue to flood and ferry down forces to this war against Morocco. It shouldn't last too much longer. Our fuel is fine. Navy's doing incredibly well. This is a really good push here now, though. And then we've got to figure out what we want to do. Do we pop it? maybe. Ah, yeah, so Spain has bought another Blackwater division. Interesting. So most of these divisions we're getting, we can equip them. We've got a decent amount of rifles now. The other nations are buying them with their resources or going into debt, which is fascinating. Oh my god, we've lost under 400. We've knocked out 82k Moroccans. That's a big yikes from them. Let's go with this. I think we want to. No, actually no. I'd rather go with the civilian factories, that because we're already converting some. It will give us the ability to convert more. But going steel is probably not a bad idea. Nice, they've capitulated. Okay, so we can puppet Morocco straight up. I'm kind of tempted to do so. There's no one else. No, let's just puppet them straight away. Bring them into our faction. We will, however, take their navy. So Morocco is now fully under French occupation. And we've taken back our first piece of North African territory for quite some time. Now this is the real main goal. Bringing back French rule into Algeria. So let's draw some front lines. And now that we've got Morocco on our side, we're going to be able to move into the western half of the country a lot easier. More reinforcements heading down south. Brazil wants a trade agreement. We'll accept. And we'll set up a front line and get ready to move in. So George Bush announces Operation Freedom. Oh, okay. If we get called in, we'll help, but we'll see how we go. I don't know what we could do. We could maybe declare a war upon Iraq, maybe? I don't know. We can help him around in and around Basra, I think it is. We'll see, though. Anything else I can change here? Not really. I think we're good. Okay, more reinforcements are heading south, which is nice. Little couple wars breaking out, nothing too intense. Alright, let's move the Navy over. And Air Force. Right, let's go to war with Algeria. But so far, no one seems to be overall guaranteeing the independence of a lot of these countries. We're having free reign, which is rather nice. Well, tension is at 100. There's an Cote d'Ivoire and Ivory Coast civil war. Interesting. Okay, so we're doing a little bit better in the south. More reinforcements are coming in. And then I suppose we do the same for Algeria. Look to puppet it. We're at a stage now that our stockpiles are quite large. So what I want to do is I want to add more infantry units to be deployed in Paris. Let's go with 3G and this. We want to ideally get to about 50, 60 or so. I don't think we'll say anything. I don't think we'll condemn them. Slowly but surely pushing into Algeria. Big army though. But we're just stretching them too thin. We do have military supremacy over them. And then after this, I don't really know where we go. We've got a decision to sort of make. We could go further south into the depths. Okay, we are hemorrhaging a little bit. Our production isn't too bad. Our employment is growing. Would have been worse if we occupied Spain, if I guess. We got so much political power. Nice! They've capitulated. Alrighty. We can satellite someone. I think I just puppet all of Algeria. Straight up. And we'll take the navy as well. I wonder how big it is. Out of curiosity. Nice. But our faction is growing. The Entente. Okay, so the US petitions us for an invasion. Or, I guess they petition the UN. Of course, we're going to back them. We're one of the main 5 on the Security Council. We can't invite them to this faction. They're currently guaranteeing the independence of Taiwan, Korea, Qatar, and Israel. Okay, that's broken out though. We're making money now. We'll pay off that debt where we can. Always got to keep a watchful eye on it. Alright, Mali time. And we'll declare war upon Niger as well. Because we're so close, it might be easier just to combine the wars. Okay, fuel's a little bit of a concern. But because we've backed the US in their Middle Eastern war, we voted yes on the Security Council resolution. They should basically give us all the fuel we want. Okay, so let's continue to increase our steel industry before we bring Mali and Niger back under French occupation. Whoa, China declare war upon them? Okay. Niger's capitulated, so let's pop at them. I'll see how that goes. It's 2002. That war's broken out. That's kind of crazy. Alright. And let's pop at Mali as well. Nice. So, the best thing... Oh, it's French Malaya now. Interesting, they changed the name of the country. So we can basically demand and wield all of these resources if we want. Our airborne went up a bit, along with our marine doctrine. Okay. Alright, we might look to go elsewhere, potentially. Now, fuel is becoming an issue. We could look to secure Venezuela, potentially. We've got a nice chunk of West Africa. We probably can look to move elsewhere. We still have, like, Syria/Lebanon. We've also even got New Caledonia. So we could even go for someone like Australia. Like, we could even bring them under our control, potentially. They are a mostly resource/export economy. Now, we actually... I didn't realize this. We actually have a land bridge to Venezuela, which will make things so much easier. The New Caledonia invasion would be a little bit harder, but we've got a huge navy now. But I think what I want to do is head over to South America. Head over to our Central American French territory. We're also going to drop these additional divisions as well, as we're at a stage we can probably deploy them at least half competently with not fully equipped infantry, but it's fine. It doesn't seem to do much of a difference as long as you've got a couple of full stacks, 2 or 3 that are fully equipped. It's sometimes better just to have bodies on the ground. Alright, so let's switch over to military now. And we're actually getting some Spanish divisions. So we're going to head on over and we'll move the navy as well. Because we might need to navally invade from Guadalupe. There's this island chain here that we have some territory. Now, if we manage to bring Venezuela into our faction... Actually, I might just call them, potentially. Because they have some of the most valuable oil reserves in the game. So I might just call them. Because that's the main issue we're having at the moment. Having a consistent and reliable fuel resource. And we're definitely going to need that if we are to go against a major faction. Okay, so we're struggling with this upper front line. So yeah, I didn't even realize this like little island here north of Venezuela is actually French territory. I don't even know what this place is. But we can sit here. You forget how big and vast the French Empire was. So, we're moving everyone over to Western Morocco. An election's coming up. Okay, he's going to stay into 2007, I think. We'll attack the non-aligned. Charles de Gaulle is very stable politically now, which is good. It's even gone up through these multiple conquests. Our fuel's empty. We're going to have to address that at some point. Let's go with convoy raiding there. So Venezuela won't be able to bring anything in. Vietnam declares war upon Malaysia. The US and Iraq go at it. Interesting. Morocco has a division we can request. Colombia wants trade. So what's happening here? Can I see? No, we can't invite. We can't invite them. Nice. So yeah, he's been officially re-elected, Charles de Gaulle. That's really quite nice. Now that there's a fair few wars popping off, we have to be a little bit careful. We could send some divisions to the States. Non-aligned is growing quite a bit there, though. Alright, we need to get these lots of divisions over. Come on. They're nearly there. Now, hopefully we don't need to rely on a naval invasion, but we might do. We'll see. We should be able to push from that tile, but it might be easier said than done. But economic boom. Our economy's doing tremendously well. Got some spare military factories as well. Let's go with this. Okay, the time is nigh. Let's pay off our debt a little bit. Let's go to war with Venezuela. Now, hopefully, the Monroe Doctrine won't kick in. Last time we wanted to deal with the States. So, we'll try and push from here. It's going to tie down at least 3 divisions. So, Germany, Canada, Turkey, and the UAE want to send support. So, we are winning there. Okay, we might need to do a naval invasion, potentially. The Navy's here. Could get some more fuel. If we can't push from there, we're going to do a naval invasion. It just might be better. Right, I think we're going to do it. See how we go. Caracas is their capital, though. How about over there? Might be better to get a port. Mexico, Australia, Algeria. Sending material support. Okay, so we have to wait 21 days. We got 99 ships. Yikes. It's kind of massive. Okay, we'll get one lot to try and go for their capital. Yeah, we're really struggling to move over that tile. It's understandable. River crossings, island crossings are usually a little bit tough. The thing is, I guess it lulled me into a false sense of security. We did so well in Morocco. Oh my god, we just landed in their capital. I guess it worked. Well, yeah, you don't even need to navally invade in the north now that we've got a port. Iraq has capitulated. Interesting. Let's set up another front line and let's go to the far-flung regions in the Amazon. We could even redeploy that even. Hang on, what's happening here? Naval invasion still where? Oh, up in the north. Let me cut that off. Right, let's make this a little bit better, shall we? And then you go to the left. You're going to the right. And if we can get some more tiles on the coast, we might be able to flood more in. 2 Frenchmen. Wait, 5k Spanish. What the hell happened to the Spanish? What were they doing? Oh, maybe it's the units we have? A little bit weird that it got calculated by that, but whatever. Oh, nice. Oh, we're good now. Yeah, so I would realistically, if you're striving for realism, I guess you would puppet Venezuela, but we're going to core it because I want to have full access to their fuel rather than can request. Oh, they capitulate anyway. Oh my god. Nice. So let's straight up conquer it so we have full access to it. I guess we'll take the navy as well, but after this I have no ambition to go into Colombia, Brazil. The last thing I want is to be fighting in the jungles of South America. And also we can dictate where the fuel goes to our allies as well, controlling more influence over our puppeted factions, which is nice. Okay, so our operation in South America has been incredibly successful. And we are now sitting just above 50 divisions, which is awesome. Alright, we need to look to maybe go somewhere else. I haven't decided where. We could go, maybe not. The Americans won, they don't need our help. They liberated Kurdistan, which is interesting. Maybe we go east. Alright, so I've made the decision to make plans and preparations to go eastward. We're going to be leaving Venezuela now. Go back to the capital of Caracas. We have the fuel fully under our control. So we're not going to run into fuel issues anymore. Our agent got captured. Okay. China declared war upon the Philippines. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on over in the Far East, but we're going to be moving the Armada and the French Grande Armée to New Caledonia, and I think we're going to navally invade Australia. That's what I want to do. Although we've secured fuel, there's various other rare earth minerals and resources that we want to try and get under our control. And then we can maybe use Australia as a launch pad into Indochina if we want. Maybe. We'll see. We just need to get all the way over there. And then we'll set up some naval invasions. But it's a massive country, so we're going to need everyone. Australia can be a little bit tricky to take. Alright, let's get everyone over to New Caledonia. But this is what we currently occupy, with the French Entente, stretching from North Africa to South America, all the way up into the Netherlands, which is sweet. November 2002. French units have landed in New Caledonia. And we're going to set up a naval invasion to Brisbane. We're going to go to Brizzy first. We've got over 100 or so. So we'll get the Navy operating in the Solomon, Coral, and Tasman Sea. Once we get a port, we can flood everyone in. Now, this could be logistically a little bit tricky. Alright, so the Taiwan, Republic of China's capitulated, okay. Wow, they annexed them pretty early on. Maybe they're being more expansionist. Bulgaria has new elections, okay. The Ukraine wants more reactor tech, sure. We've also got another bunch of fresh recruits. We don't even have set commanders, so let's try and bring them in. Alright, yep, that's fine. Move you north to eventually go all the way over to Australia. Now, I'd be interested to see if the United States guarantees the independence of them. Who knows? Realistically, they should, but they might not want to go against us. Okay. We are hemorrhaging some billions economically. There's no more islands here that we control. No. We're still very much going to focus the main thrust of the invasion from New Caledonia. Okay, let's declare war. So there are American bases here. They have actually embargoed us as well, so that gives us a justification. Alright, so let's call everyone in. And let's navally invade Australia. Focusing on the east coast first. Alright, here we go. Instant resistance. Going for Brisbane because it's the shortest port. Capital of Queensland, of course. Korea and Germany want to help out. Nice, we've landed. Let's flood everyone in. We want to be super aggressive, super quick. And then we can get some more reinforcements coming over as well. The Aussies will have a pretty good navy, but ours is just too big at the moment. Okay, so let's head you south, as there's more war score down there. Yeah, I'm going to spend a little bit of time ahead, and let's get the 2005 FAMAS rifle. It's probably worthwhile to get. Alright, we're flooding in. We've taken the Gold Coast. Oh god, the Gold Coast flooded and captured by Frenchmen. What is this, real life? And let's set another army group to go north. There's not that much military infrastructure up there. A couple deep ports. Not much war score, but it's worth going up there. And we'll go to South Australia. Then we want to go to Radelaide. And then WA. We could move the Navy to operate all around the entirety of Australia. They are holding us a little bit here. Georgia was annexed in their civil war. Interesting. I wonder if they're moving into the CSTO, sphere of influence or whatnot. Okay, we're knocking out some... No, okay, there's little engagements in the Coral Sea, but... You'd think we'd be knocking out some of their small planes, but maybe not. Okay, massive chunk of Queensland's been taken. It is a little bit hard logistically here to push. I do quite like that they're using sensible and realistic army uniforms. Right, we managed to take out a Aussie fighter there. Nice. Oh, we're actually losing in a couple bits. Interesting. Make sure we secure this air base. And now we can move ours in. Perfect. Because there's no airbase in New Caledonia. Yikes, we're actually doing, like, reflecting on that, we're actually doing alright with that air supremacy. Oh, they might still have it though. We might need to go to... Right, okay. We actually did alright with no air support in general. Close air should change things now. We will need to go to air supremacy to try and knock it all out. And now we're actually finally having a surplus and extra of military industries. We can just We're getting one of everything. Now we can attach it to getting and focusing on better quality rifles and support equipment as well. Oh wow, there's a really nice push. We've managed to take a little bit of... Wait, Hong Kong's capitulated, what? Oh my god, what the hell? What's happening here? Why is the US at war with China? What? They've managed to take a lot of the East as well. Oh, I didn't comprehend that. They were guaranteeing the independence of Taiwan, weren't they? Why is Iraq with them? Oh, that's bizarre. They must have landed there then. I can't get in on this, can they? Oh my god, they're actually about to topple the government. Yeah, I guess... Oh, that's interesting. So they're in a full-blown war. Oh my god, they're dominating them as well. They've knocked out 500k. They're halfway towards capitulation. Yikes, this is going to be a really interesting campaign if, for all intensive purposes, the United States puppets China. Yikes. Okay. Canberra. Sydney hasn't fallen just yet. We are moving on to Melbourne, though. We're having a better push in South Australia. This war is actually going on quite a lot longer than I'd anticipate. We can go to war with San Marino. Yeah, no. Okay. We can now just need to slowly bring in more air support. That's what's making the difference. Right. If we can get all of the East Coast, we're good. Italy declares war upon San Marino. They conquered them anyway. I guess they defaulted on their debt. Same with me. Now, if we can get all the mainland under our control, we probably won't need to navally invade Tasmania, my home state. But we'll see. They're fiercely independent down here. Okay. So the East Coast, they've lost 16k. Oh, we've lost a little bit, which is interesting. We still haven't fully conquered New South Wales. A little bit of fighting in the desert there, yikes. Alright, we're about to surround them there. The East Coast has nearly well and truly fallen. Macau's capitulated. Oh, here we go. Yeah, go down to Perth. Take that. Good surge. Nice. So, Australia has capitulated. We've managed to get just under 500 bushies. Bushmasters. Alright, well, I guess we puppet the mainland. But, you know what I might do? You know what would be funny? If I annex and core Tasmania. Make sure we keep a watchful eye on the Aussies. We'll make Tasmania a full-blown French military island. So they can never rebel. So, let's puppet. You can't... Oh, you can't... Oh, you nearly... I wish you could give them their independence. Because, like... You could even partition it. WA, Queensland, New South Wales could be, like, their own states. Anyway, we'll puppet the mainland. And we're going to core Tasmania. And we're going to have, basically, military bases and stuff. We've got one fuel here. A little bit weird. And we'll take the Australian Navy as well. It's probably quite big. HMAS Brisbane. I don't think we engaged their navy that heavily, so we've probably got a good amount. Nice. So Australia is now under the Entente French occupation. I have no idea who that is. I've never seen that man in my life. Oh my god, look at this. They're about to full on annex them. George Bush and his war on China. Yikes. And we can't go in and help. Interesting. Now, we could technically declare war upon China, but I don't want to bug out the peace conference. It might be a little bit cheesy as well. Because if we do that, they're instantly going to say, hey, can we join your faction? So, a little bit exploiting. Alright. So, wow, look at this. Our resource sector is looking absolutely fantastic. We're also getting to the stage as well, because we've acquired so many civilian factories. It's just worth converting a lot of them now to military, rather than building them up from scratch. So, France is looking good. Alright, well, we're nearly at a stage to maybe, just maybe, go to war with a major faction. I think we're strong enough. We've managed to secure resource dependency. Our energy isn't as good as what I would like. Unemployment isn't terrible, so we need to address that at some point. This is fascinating, though. That war. They're still doing their thing. Any other wars that we can jump in on? Not really. Oh my god. They're doing so successfully well. I guess they took Iraq like super quick and they're like, well, we might as well go into China. I could send some divisions to help them out though. Might not be a bad idea. We can give them some intelligence, maybe. Yeah, let's offer them some of our own spy satellite intelligence. Why is this bouncing? So I guess we can send 4 units. It's probably not going to help too much. Let's just drop some over here and we'll send the 4 from here. I think it'll be... We're saying we can have 6 at one point. So this fresh recruited army can go get some valuable experience fighting the Chinese with the Americans. Oh my. But yeah, I wonder what they're going to do. Are they going to puppet them or... I don't know. Are they going to reinstall the exiled government off the coast? Maybe. Why is this being such a pain? Oh, nice. We can actually see what's going on. So, yeah, why is it changing? Just take the damn divisions, Bush. The Canadians are helping them out. The thing is, they won't forget that we helped them out if we send some divisions, so it's always good. Oh my god, why is this so difficult? Crikey. Alright, here we go. It's actually really quite smart to attack them pretty early on. In the early 2000s, before they have a chance to build up. Quite like when the AI is shrewd and on the offensive like that. Yeah, so it must have been... They're guaranteeing the independence of a bunch of countries, and then they, because the war support went up. I could give them some equipment, but I'd rather keep on to it. Alright. Oh, nice. Our divisions have arrived. Let's just try and push for here. We're moving into... I know this area. This is like the Xinjiang area, I guess. Okay. That was a fresh recruited unit. I was just sort of curious what they got. Oh, wait, the Treaty of Beijing. Oh, wow. So, a lot of stuff was annexed, but ultimately it's been put into the Republic of China, which is an emerging outlook faction, but it... I think is it a puppet? No. It's its own thing, but it did annex. That's so bizarre. I don't know if that's a good thing. Yeah, merging your outlook. Interesting. That might move into CSTO's sphere of influence. Alright, well they liberated them, which is a bit bizarre. Oh no, they did puppet some of it though. They puppeted something else, which I can't tell. What did they puppet then? Why did... Alright. Well, the Americans toppled their government, which is a bit weird. So, I think it's time to move these armies back to Europe. And we could maybe make a play for a major faction. We're at the stage now where that major war has subsided, and we have managed to expand the French Empire to the far-flung regions. We're in a tremendously strong position. we can probably go against your likes of Germany, your UKs, your Italys now that we're built up and we're strong enough. We're wielding a lot of power. So, 14 ships from Australia. Pretty good, if I do say so myself. And let's move everyone back to France. Let's move back to Paris. And I guess, I think going after Germany will be easier. Because we've got a massive land border with them. Pushing upon like the old French core territory might be a little bit difficult. Pushing and focusing the front from Belgium and the Netherlands, do a little bit of a reverse Schlieffen plan. Could be the play. We also can pick up some more divisions. Oh, economic boom. Boom failed, so we can change that again. And let's get the Air Force back in business. And because we've got so many airfields in France proper, we're going to be able to have air support. But this is going to be a real big test for us, as the French look to go back into Germany. Like Napoleon, I suppose. We want to go and liberate some of the various German states. Oh, we've got some Air Force in South America that we didn't bring on over. Yikes. We've managed to acquire a pretty big Air Force now, which is fantastic. Right, let's sort this up and split this all around. Much better. Okay, we're ready to go against the Germans. We've moved everyone over. Not really much else we can do here now. I suppose we send out some of that stuff. 222 fuel we control. 1.4 million, that's not a concern. We've managed to fix our energy consumption. And we can drop more divisions if we want. Let's just wait and draw up some front lines. But France is about to have their first major war against a major power. Germany. We've still got reinforcements coming from Australia, but we've managed to secure our resource dependency from across the globe. We can get resources from Australia, South America, and Africa. It's not going to matter if we get embargoed anymore. We have 122 ships. Let's go with convoy raiding. And let's move into Germany. This is going to be a real big test for us, as they definitely have better tech, better tanks, better vehicles, but we should have the numbers on them. We're actually not favoured to win. Yikes. Looking at some of the balance of power. Maybe if the Air Force starts going, we start convoy raiding as well. They're going to probably run out of fuel far quicker than us. They will have some natural resources, but where are they going to get it in from? Russia? Poland? I don't know. Okay, let's make sure the Air Force is running efficiently. We've also gained invaluable experience, land doctrine, Air Force wise, compared to our German counterparts. That's another thing as well. We're probably the more well-experienced and trained army. That's definitely going to count for something. We might not have the best divisions, but they are the most experienced in actual combat. We are hemorrhaging a little bit. Our debt to GDP isn't too crazy. But that's why we're focusing on economic stuff at the moment, rather than military. We can avoid it. But they still have a decent amount of divisions, which is quite surprising. As we move on in, the balance of power is slightly changing, but it's a large river crossing. So, if we can focus on being successful more in the north, that's the play. But we will need to try and draw and tie some divisions down in the south. I'm assuming the Maginot Line's being dismantled. They're not going to get a bonus from there. Now, what I want to know is, will this war go longer than that war against the Aussies? But France is at war with Germany. We're struggling to push in the south, and as I predicted, we're doing so much better in the north, which is nice. We have air supremacy over Germany for now. Not over France itself. 11k on the initial push. Nice. I'm so thankful that we managed to occupy the Netherlands. We are actually pushing in the south a bit. Look at this. We're dominating in the north. We're getting held at that Düsseldorf territory. Will anyone come in to help the Germans? More than likely not. A lot of divisions there, though. It's surprising that it's taken us this entire campaign so far. 3 years. An empire stretching right across the world to even stand up against the Germans. Yikes. I will take a lot of that border territory for myself. We might look to puppet Brandenburg, Saxony, Bavaria if we can. We'll see. Oh, we lost actually 13k, so this is actually quite costly for us. Thankfully, we're sitting just under 1 million manpower, so that's not going to be an issue exactly just yet. We're doing a lot better in the north. We might even be able to cut them off if we can get to the Czech Republic border, potentially. Sure, let's go with that. Let's keep an eye on our consumer spend. Is that an Australian general? I think so. That's another thing. We've probably got a vast amount of generals we can probably pick from. More reinforcements can come on up. I don't even know what I want to go for here. Bunch of dockyards we've got. Probably convoys. And then I'll just chuck it on the rest. I don't know, it doesn't really matter now. Navy-wise, we've managed to steal pretty much a navy from everyone else. Oh, we need to switch this to air supremacy, of course. Rather than close. Nice. The stock market is booming, thankfully. Let's upgrade you. Okay, it's changing a bit. So we had air support early on. Okay, no, this is it. They're about to fall. They're about to topple. Oh my god. Good old Gerhard Stroder. Gerhard. There's no more. We couldn't allow him to move into the east. In the Russian sphere of influence, I suppose. Nice. Germany has capitulated. Perfect. Oh, we only can puppet and liberate Bavaria? That's a bit weird. Okay, well, let's start off with the territory I want. So I want all this good, juicy Western Germany territory. Something like that. We'll core that into France proper. I could take the north, because Hamburg... Yeah, there's some docks and stuff there, which is really good. Stretching up towards Denmark. It looks a bit weird, I know, but then we also have a port in the Baltic Sea if we want. Alright, let's look to puppet Bavaria. That's in the south. Yep. And we'll puppet East Germany as well. That can be its own little thing. Oh, actually, I might do that, but Berlin City. Yeah, we'll puppet Brandenburg. We'll let them control that, but we want to control Berlin itself. That little bit. That's what we want. Alright, let's take the German Navy. I can't imagine it's going to be much. Well, they got a couple of U-boats lying around. Alright, so Germany has capitulated. Very, very nice. Alright, well, now that we've got Germany under our control, I guess we make plans and preparations to potentially go against Poland, now that we border them, and maybe Italy as well. Napoleon went into Italy and conquered half of it. We could even split it between north and south, potentially as well. But our first major war, we've won. So now, I feel a little bit more confident to go after major factions. And then there's also a separate category with major factions major nations in factions, like Russia in CSTO, Iran with the Axis, and then essentially the US with their China puppet alliance. So they've now capitulated. Let's move to the Italian border and we'll fight them in the next episode. So unfortunately on that note, guys, it's time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed episode 2 of our Hearts of Iron 4 Millennium Dawn Modern Day Mod France campaign, this hour-long special. Like and subscribe, all that good stuff for the YouTube algorithm. Let me know feedback and suggestions in the comments, but stay tuned for another episode. My name has been Simpsy. Make sure to take care of yourselves. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much.